and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl.
Big D!
That guys, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rackstock here with you, all of you, in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Jump into this one right here from the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Steve Wildes, it smells like football. Are you getting that?
Oh,
I'm not quite there with that one yet. Yeah, because it's been so humid and so warm in the morning.
I think just with everything through the airwaves, especially this station, we were just talking about before the show started, the Michigan State has taken some heat because of the game being played at Michigan State, and didn't the final word say that nobody should go? It'd be too dangerous. I'm paraphrasing, something like that. So I think
we're going to get into that.
We're going to get into that more, but I think that that's just the college football. Obviously, big scare first day of training camp. Everybody's was all excited with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So I think it's in the air. I think the humidity and the weather and everything else, but I think it's warm up. Right, it is. It's like it's training camp, Neal. You know how you warm up? You can't just get in there, and you shouldn't just go blast drivers. You got to hit a few wedges just to loosen up. That's where we're at. We're loosening up right now, but I do smell a little bit in the air. I do agree.
I think once that calendar flips to August, and look, we're already in full go mode. I will institute this. When the calendar flips to August, we're going to nickel package every day.
Hell yeah.
And
every day.
And here's the thing, too. When you place that first football bet, like not future, but like on the game or whatever like that sort of kicks it off for real.
Yes. Steve also said, rumor is Spenmo was abducted. He's right here.
Yeah, I was talking shit to the aliens last night.
Okay.
They're scared.
I flipped on the soon-to-be Woodward lightweights.
Mm-hmm.
I flipped it on right as you were in the middle of that.
Fading into nothingness.
Yeah.
Please bring me up to speed. I'm glad you're here, Spenmo. I'm glad you weren't abducted.
You haven't seen the video?
What is going on here? You guys know I don't step out of the
Congress?
sports world.
I'll paraphrase it.
Okay.
Yeah, Congress. There's a government official under oath saying that the U.S. is in possession of UFOs and non-human biological pieces.
Okay. I mean, is anybody shocked?
No.
No, absolutely not. Just the fact that it's slowly coming out and this guy's still breathing. My favorite part is, did you ever feel threatened for your life or whatever? And the guy says, absolutely.
Yeah.
So is this the crack in the, does this just start everything else? Is this...
Hold on, D-Mac. What is a non-biological, what is it?
A non-human biological entity, I think is what he said.
That seems to be very open to interpretation.
That's an alien. She asked him, do you have the pilots of said spacecraft?
UFOs? Okay.
And he was like, yeah. And we have biological, entities that piloted the spacecraft. And she asked him if they were human. Who wins the bet?
Are they greens? Are they grays?
I'm saying gray.
Little marked or grays?
Yeah, I'm saying gray.
Nobody said yet, though, what they are. We haven't seen a picture, so stay tuned. A lot going on.
Machiavelli sucks to go. Neal Ruhl, charge your ring batteries.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, you didn't get the alert, but you got the cat alert, right? You didn't get the alert. You got the cat alert.
I missed it because it was in a sea of my cat is missing, my dog is missing thing. No, but Spenmo, who is this? Who is this person?
I'm not sure. Let me look up who he was exactly.
He was an
operative.
Like a CIA dude. Wasn't he a CIA dude or something?
Yeah,
Daniel something.
Now this I would believe. Rich Diana, the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Jump into there. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel and the Big D Energy podcast while you're at it.
He's a former Air Force intelligence officer that worked at the Pentagon.
Okay.
Retired Major David Gersh.
What about this? Rich Diana says the aliens are here to save us from Alavila, but they don't. But they're late.
Yeah,
they're too late.
They are a little late.
Nice effort.
Yeah, thanks aliens. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So, Well, what is it? Like, so is this a thing or what? Like, bring me up to speed here, guys, because I don't do this.
He was under oath saying that they have dead aliens and UFOs.
I feel like this should have been a bigger deal.
I mean, the government already went out there and said UFOs are real, like, a while back. And, like, any reasonable thought, any person with reasonable thought that sees how many stars are out there and know that a majority of them have planets rotating them like our sun does can't be like, oh no, Earth is the only one of trillions and trillions and trillions of planets that has sentient life. Like, no, aliens are real.
Zachary Jones, Neal, can you do me a favor today? Can you talk about how stupid Aaron Rodgers' Jets helmet looks? Yeah, among other things that Aaron Rodgers has done.
Probably bought it.
Yeah, he probably did. Among other things he bought.
Absolutely.
And you think, like, if you think the government is tricking you about this alien stuff, wait till I break down what Aaron Rodgers is doing for everybody right now. Doing to everybody in New York. On surface, he just gave up $35 million. He did not. He's buying something with that money. And I'll tell you guys what it is. And people like Sam Flannel will just lap it up. They'll be like, oh, nom, 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 nom. I know. AFC Championship, right? Division champions.
Yes. Losing to KC in the AFC Championship game.
Okay. Chris says, imagine getting one of those ring alerts for an alien in the neighborhood. We won't, because it'll be lost in the sea of my dog is missing, my cat is missing. We won't. It won't get there because we've lost contact with the ring alert. So,
I still think the best thing that could happen this season, other than the Lions winning the Super Bowl, would be the Jets make the Super Bowl just to lose to the 49ers, because Aaron Rodgers can never beat the Niners in the playoffs.
That would be pretty on brand.
Yeah, I just think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be pretty on brand. Detroit supremacy. They won't even make the playoffs. Big Cat.
They're going to make the playoffs.
Big Cat. I hope the aliens take El Mago.
That's fair.
I would. They can stay.
Is that our last hope?
They can refuel their ship at my house if they're going to take El Mago too.
Well, they take furnace power, obviously.
Yeah, 100%.
Offer that up.
100%. If they take El Mago, they can't be bad, right? They can't be bad people.
That's fair.
Although I was told El Mago was bad. Is he still back?
He is back. Bring the aliens home.
We will. We'll bring them all home. Detroit supremacy also. Bills and Dolphins both clear. Yeah, start working backwards on this. Working backwards on it, Flannel.
Yeah, no, I understand that the Bills and Dolphins, it's a tough division, but I also work backwards when it comes to what they were last year with terrible quarterback play. You got Quinnen Williams all signed up. You got Garrett Wilson. You got Breece Hall. You've got C.J. Mosley. You've got Sauce Gardner. And, of course, now you have Aaron Rodgers, a competent quarterback back there.
Competent, okay.
At the very least, he's better than what they had. And nobody would deny that.
Sure.
Yes.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay, fair enough.
Although I do like Mike White.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mike White.
Jesus Christ.
He's fun. Is he fun?
He's fun.
Did he have a 300-yard passing game last year?
He did.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers still had the 26-12 touchdown to interception ratio, and that was considered a down year for him. I'm just saying that too.
Okay.
I see this a lot in the chat threads of all the Sam Flannel fan section. Is if the aliens come, send Flannel first.
Never saw that one coming.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Zachary Jones. I love how Spenny was talking crap to the aliens. And where I live, we had an awful storm, and the sky was a bright orange. I was thinking, thanks, Spenny. Are you taking responsibility?
I am, but like I said, until the aliens come down, sit in the man's chair, give me an interview, you guys are scared. Bunch of pussies. That's all I'm saying.
Square up.
Square up.
They're bullies, right?
No,
they
we
wouldn't
don't
even. They do all their orange light and storm stuff away from you.
This doesn't have to be a hostile thing. I'm not trying to pick any fights.
But if we got to meet in the streets of Royal Oak, we can meet in the streets of Royal Oak.
We can meet in the streets of Royal Oak, and you can sit in the man's chair. We can have a civil conversation, and if not, you're scared. That's all I'm saying.
Is Easy going to be in the room for this?
Easy gets mad when I do
provoking. Right?
Yeah.
So no Easy too, aliens.
Jay Singles.
Easy gets really mad when I do it. It's funny.
Jay Singles says, watch it, Spenny.
I'm just saying. Let him pull up. Give me a conversation.
Ethan S. Of course the aliens are coming when Shohei's pitching in Detroit. which he is today, doubleheader downtown
Him and
today.
Lorenzen.
Couple All-Stars
Couple
going
All-Stars.
at
There
it.
you go.
By the way, the
Some
Angels.
All-Stars are built more than others.
Just a little bit. The Angels came out yesterday, said they are not trading Ohtani,
That's just stupid.
and then went and acquired Lucas Giolito. And I just judging off their farm system rankings, grossly overpaid.
Yeah.
I thought anyway. But hey, I'm here for it because if that's going to establish the market, then that establishes the market. Because I got a couple of pitchers that you guys could use.
For sure.
Come holler at us. We got you. Is it over, Sam Flannel, for the Tigers?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. Because we still had a third of people that were hanging on about 5 days ago.
Were
But-
they really?
A third of the people were?
Is 7 back still? Nah. But it's been, come on, but it's been more entertaining than we thought it'd be. We're talking about it a lot more. There's been it's been like the Barnum and Bailey circus.
It wasn't a historically bad season.
No,
so,
I
yeah.
mean, there's entertaining parts and stuff. Come on, how many times this season I just shook my head more than anything? The way some games played out, the way, either the lack of hitting or or some guys coming through in the clutch, seeing sparks. We mentioned Riley Green yesterday where I asked you, have you seen it? Yeah, you've seen enough, so keeping him healthy. So, I mean, I'm more entertained than I thought I'd be, and aren't you guys? I mean, take it for what it is. What did we say? This is a 6 to 8 year process. So, you know what? Kudos to Scott Harris. And then he pulls the whole pitcher thing the other day, even though it didn't work because we didn't get rid of Eduardo Rodriguez. But it's the thought that counts right now.
It is the thought that counts.
Above the rim.
No, but it's time. Like, it's time to make all those moves. Whatever you can get, you get. I just wonder, like, if you want to get cute with it, will he attach maybe one of the controllable bullpen arms? The Foleys, the Langs, whatever. Will you attach one of them with Lorenzen to kind of sweeten the pot? Almost like the reverse of what they did when they traded Verlander and when basically they tore down the franchise and looked for the cheapest way out as opposed to the way to get the best return. Do the opposite of that. Now attach some prospects on there or attach some major league play. Because here's the deal, people. Here's what you're not going to get for Erod or for Lorenzen. Here's what you're not going to get. I keep hearing this too. Oh, we need a Major League Baseball ready second baseman.
No.
You're not getting that because they're not trading that for Rodriguez or Lorenzen. They're not doing it. Guess what, guys? They're not good enough. I know they've had a nice little stretch, but just because you've had a 3-week run, despite the fact you're in your 30s and have been pretty mid, that doesn't mean this is what you are the rest of the way going forward.
And why do we need a second baseman? We got Almago. He's home.
He is home.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, he ain't going anywhere. So just real quick, though, to update it, yes, the Tigers are 6.5 back. They are 9 games under 500. But, 6.5 back of 2 teams. But every first of the month, wake up, cash your checks. And like every first of the month, they've been 6.5 back. You notice that? Every time we talk about it, first of the month, they're 6.5 back. They're 6.5 back.
Yeah, Terry Foster actually said something. It's like they could win 5 in a row, they'd still be 6.5 back. They could lose 7 of 9, they're still 6.5 back. They're just floating around there all season. It's
and
funny.
if they haven't made up any ground in the last 3 months, what makes you think they're going to do it in 50 games?
No, it's over.
Okay, it's time to empty. What else we got? Real quick. Real cream of wheat. Spenny does not speak for humankind, oh future overlord aliens.
I'm more scared of orcas than I am aliens.
Brett says, Stoke not scared for aliens. You're stoked.
Aliens are scared. I'm stoked.
That's exactly what it is, man. Hey, he's laying it down.
Michael Daniels says we need a lefty first baseman, Neal.
Again.
I would trade them both together for a left-handed first baseman. I'd empty out the war chest for everything. Sports marketing agency. They spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This Is the S Word, helps address the stigma associated with seeking help. Because let's be real, there is one out there. If you're struggling or some you know is struggling, thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com, the sports marketing agency. They're here to help.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Shit. Go in.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Neal Ruhl here for 5 Iron Golf. Think you could play some golf? How about beating a professional athlete? It's a Woodward Sports Thursday Night Golf League live at 5 Iron Golf for 12 consecutive weeks in downtown Detroit. You can play the most famous golf courses in the world on state-of-the-art TrackMan simulators. And 5 Iron Golf's new 25,000 square foot facility in downtown Detroit. Can you beat Darren McCarty at hole number 12 at Augusta? What about outperforming Braylon Edwards on hole number 8 at Pebble Beach? I know they got some small greens there at Pebble Beach. Do you have what it takes? If so, register for your chance to win a free foursome today. That's pretty cool. All you got to do, follow 5 Iron Golf on Twitter and Instagram before August 1st, and then direct message them the word golf. That's it. You're in there, and you have an opportunity to win a free foursome at 5 Iron Golf. Downtown Detroit, everybody, inside the Cambria Hotel. It is 5 Iron Golf. Go to 5irongolf.com. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Hey, you know anybody in that photo, D-Mac?
Heck yeah, I love that. Just put Bully Ray laying through the table, Cody Diener on the ground, Eric Young, Scott Demore. Oh, there's D-Mac in the background with his old face. There it is. That's such a highlight. I was talking to JB Smooth in the back. He's a resident wrestling fanatic, and man, this is bucket list. I'm gonna get this printed, signed, and hung in my.
I was gonna say you should frame that
I'll
for
move
sure.
hockey pictures and cup pictures for that picture right there. This is what it's all about. And if you're around tonight, Fowlerville Fair. Devon Dudley and TNT, his sons, against Midwest Scum and Darren McCarty. So there will be some tables action again tonight. But come out, get a picture, say hello if you got. It's going to be a great night. I look forward to everybody out in Fowlerville. I know Tammy's going to be out there. She already told me she's got the golf cart. They gave her the golf cart, so she'll be out there running around, making sure everything's copacetic. But love to see anybody who's out there tonight.
Absolutely. So it's going down for real. See D-Mac out there in his element. Dirty Dr. D, aliens are just coming here to see Spencer pull off the 999 challenge at Comerica. They want to see the show too.
That's fair.
Well, Spenmo, you're dropping some LBs. You still think you got it in the toolbox?
Oh yeah.
It hits different, bro. I'm telling you. That was a big adjustment for me.
I know. I can't eat as much as I used to, but I can still do it.
You can nut up one time, right?
Oh yeah.
Lion stuff, because as we talked about it's starting to smell like football out there. Training camp is in full swing. Doc Chill says, I'm ready for Jack Campbell to show us what he's made of. Well, hey, great call, Doc Chill. That's what's on the docket for right now. As a matter of fact, Derek Barnes is preying on a roster spot, isn't he, Spenmo?
He sure is.
Let's hear from Derek Barnes.
I talked to, yesterday was a stressful day for me. Just kind of got in my ways of, and it was because I was worried about whether I'm a star, whether, if I'm going to play this and that. And, I talked to a great man, and he gave me some great advice. And so I just been working on that and trying to keep, a smile on my face no matter what happens and not do it. And I know he told me one thing. He said not to please men, but to please God. So that's what I'm doing right now. And it's not to, please, obviously you want to please coaches and all that, but to find your inner self, you have to, just show the abilities and gifts that God gave you. So that's what I'm trying to continue to do. So there
it is, Derek Barnes.
Let go and let God control what you can control, right? And it's about putting the work in. And you know what? Hopefully, Derek Barnes, think about it, right? If he is a great support and used sort of off the bench, whether he's a starter or not, playing to the top of his game, he's part. We talked about the linebacking crew. It's by committee, even though we have a first rounder, Jack Campbell and Anzalone and Malcolm and guys we know, it's the unit, much like we talk about the secondary unit, power together, toughness together. So however they get the job done, they got to be looking at doing it. It's not there is a competition within the group, but you got to find a way to push each other to be the best. And you know what, that's the whole thing, to understand that if it doesn't fall the way that you want, and being more of a veteran guy, he's been around, right? So you got to accept, sort of your position and sort of let go and not worry. Sometimes you're not going to do what the coaches, your asset, your number one asset might not be what is needed at that moment, but you got to always stay ready. So it's just about mindset, and I like where he's getting his head. And that just means too, if he's talking like that, there's a lot of competition in that linebacker room.
Oh, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Nobody says, I know a shook man when I see one. DNC ENT says shook. That seems to be like the prevailing thing. I think people got to remember, though, like, Derek Barnes was, a 4th-round pick, right, Flan? I believe he was a 4th-round pick.
Yeah, I believe so.
So, I mean, people acting like LT's about to be unseated here. Like, this is how things are supposed to work. When you have a draft and you draft a guy using premium draft capital, you expect him to come in here and beat out the 4th-round picks. Am I crazy with that, though, D-Mac? Like, for me, what I hear about that is it means, yet again, a draft pick seems to be on point. That's my takeaway.
Absolutely. And you look at the competition, and it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Yes, the younger guy, the guy who's drafted higher, will get more of a look, but it's about doing the job. So it means there's competition. It doesn't mean that, here's the guy and there's nobody challenging for his job. He knows that, the snaps are up for grabs, and you got to get the job done. But that means that he's telling you right there, like somebody said, shook. It's just shook to the reality that you got to bring it every play.
Here's
no
the
time
thing.
off. No, nothing's given. Everything's earned.
Here's part of the takeaway for me. To hear one of Jack Campbell's competitors for a spot, right? To have him stand up there and say that, and to look like that. That does tell me, again, my biggest takeaway through all this isn't for Derek Barnes. Like I said, he's a 4th-round pick. Seems to be fairly solid, I guess you could say. Seems to be a good dude, right? Like, he really fits this mold of what this Lions team seems to be. But in and above all that, it seems like the Jack Campbell thing is working. It does. And I'm just piecing this together. I haven't been out there at camp. I don't know. Not that.
I'm going on Saturday.
Are you really?
If you're reading the tea leaves, right?
Yeah, bingo. That's it. I just feel like you can get far more from a person's body language when you watch them talk than you can, like, going out to a training camp.
Then listen to the words or whatever like that.
You can just, when you can size a man up and see the way that he's talking, D-Mac, oftentimes people will tell you the truth whether they want to or not.
The interesting thing, Spenny, that keep an eye out back of your mind is who's engaged, even though when they're not in the play or whatever like that. But you can tell the difference when guys are engaged and when they're not engaged, and who's talking to who. What are the little things that you notice, like the extra above and beyond, and you know how to recognize that because you've played in the hard areas. So. That's the one thing last year that I noticed when especially on the offensive line, how the symmetry they were coming together and how there was sort of that unit all over the field that when we were there at training camp. That's the big thing that I took away, right? Is wow, they're doing things together and talking together and being together. There's not one or two guys off to this side and the clicks and stuff. It was a unit. I'd be interested in a report back next week on that.
For sure.
Yeah, and we'll have Spenmo's full breakdown, and he will report back. You're going to take detailed notes and everything, right, Spenmo?
Oh yeah.
I want the kicking situation addressed.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And think about it. I saw an interview with Alex Anzalone yesterday, and he brought up something that it's the fastest since he's been here or whatever that they're introducing schemes in the linebacker room, which also means that physically there's competition, but mentally these guys are grasping whatever's being asked of them because they're getting more and more and more faster. I thought that was a nice little point. So if I relate it back to hockey, when you're right, let's go Red Wings. We remember the 1-1-3 that Derek Lalonde was preaching or whatever like that. Well, that takes like a year to implement in the system because of practice and stuff like that. What he's saying is that if the Red Wings got that implemented in the first 3 months of the season and we're lockstep with it, that's sort of reading the tea leaves of what I hear from that comment from Anzalone.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, and this is true too. Rich Diana, by the way, this is our year. Stoke not scared. The build up, the build up, the build up, the build up. Yeah.
Stoke not scared. Stoke not scared. Stoke not scared. Stoke not scared.
Stoke not scared.
6 weeks.
Let's go.
Right?
Yep.
I think it's time to do another Chiefs-Lions preview next segment. Impromptu. This wasn't on the sheet.
That's fair.
I just think we need to revisit it again.
We need some of that big heavy music too.
We've had a change, right? This Jack Campbell stuff is coming out now. How does that change it? Is your boy Patrick Mahomes, does he have a picture of Jack Campbell up on the mirror at the house?
Oh, no.
Are you sure?
Jack Campbell's not on Patrick Mahomes' radar yet.
He's fins to be.
Hey, I would love for that to happen because I want the Lions to win. Just for
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I don't get those vibes from you.
No, I definitely want them to win. I just think that the Chiefs will win, but that's okay.
What if Jack Campbell smushes Mahomes and he injures him?
Oh, well, I don't want him to be injured.
No, I know, but that would.
Well, no, you never root for injury.
On Jack Campbell then?
No.
Okay.
No.
Here's one too from John Effing Lord. Spenny, can you please talk to Jared Goff about TK85? Are you going in a fan capacity or media?
I'm going in a fan capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you will not have one-on-one time with Jared Goff.
No.
From a media availability.
Maybe if I get to talk to Rodrigo, I can ask him about it.
Yeah. Can you get us just a video, something of TK85?
Yeah, I'll
something.
try my best. We're gonna be low. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be watching.
If he catches a touchdown
defense.
pass in practice, do we get a coffee? No.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Absolutely not.
Absolutely
just no. You can't just give me a no. You got to give me an absolutely not.
We need some kind of video.
I'll try to get a picture or video of him or something.
Some kind of video footage.
I got you.
And we just need to close every show with it.
I'm gonna be watching a lot of defense, but I'll get some Tom Kennedy footage.
Can't wait.
The official wide receiver of Big D Energy,
what
whether he wants
about.
it to be or not.
Yep.
That's what he is. I can't wait. One catch. One catch equals coffee for the crew. By the way, I satisfied my debt obligations to Spencer Baxter yesterday.
What'd you go with, Spenny?
Just regular coffee.
Regular old coffee.
Just regular old black coffee?
Yeah.
Yep.
One cream, 2 sugars.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Just regular old coffee.
I love it. I love it. Well, we know Birmingham Roast is here, but we also know that Lady Jane's is here. And how would you like to win a new vehicle for you and a friend? That's right, a new car for you and your wife, girlfriend, or even best bud. Just get to Lady Jane's and automatically register for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick. GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, Sebastian, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. We need TK85 on the show. We do.
Yeah, we do.
We got to get Maz to work on that. We got to get TK85 on here. Now, something has come to light during the last commercial break. And these guys here know,
This is
D-Mac, you
blasphemy,
know.
bro.
It is. And let me give everybody, you know this is serious.
You're upset, so I don't have to be upset.
Bingo.
Right?
Like,
So
you
I
know
can
this
sit
is serious right now.
You're done.
And I pride myself
Oh.
as somebody who understands all levels of what goes on in this business, right? Because I've done them all. I've climbed that ladder from the bottom, to here today.
Started from the
bottom. Now we're here. So I understand it intimately. I'm not one of these people that goes around and blows people up and basically is a dick to everybody. It's not my DNA, man. It's not how I roll. I wouldn't want people to be like that to me, so I don't be like that to people. However, something has come to light here that Spencer Raxter, no more than 20 seconds ago, brought to my attention. You know the drops we have. We talked yesterday. The Rick Ross, show us all that stuff. Your favorite drop. Spencer Raxter told me that there is a drop in the system. A Kennedy drop.
Yes.
There's a Kennedy drop in the system, Sam, and we have not been brought to light by this.
Sam Flannel, is this
how
true?
How do you let your job and your personal bias?
Yes.
You can't, Neal. Tell him that that's number one about the job.
Now, number one, is that true, Sam Flannel? And why are you messing with the audio now?
I am not messing with the audio. I don't know what's going on, but I actually can't find it. I never even knew it was in here. It's probably JB's doing, which, of course, JB's the GOAT, but I'm looking for it right now. For real.
Convenient.
I actually couldn't find it. Here's what I think happened. This is what I think happened. You don't like Tom Kennedy, so you don't want to play the drops. You eschew your responsibilities in this role to give into emotion and ego. You put what you like aside, what's best for the show and this network aside, because of the way you feel. That's what I think happened.
No, if I knew we had it, I would play it for. Well, actually, I don't know if I would play it now, but the fact that I never played it before, I have no regrets.
But the fact
None.
you didn't even
See,
let us know.
this is tone. I'm
is
picking up this tone right now,
absolutely.
and I think you're not playing it on
He's wielding
purpose.
some audio power right now. He's showing a little bit of a dictatorship in the audio, not for the benefit of the show, because I don't know, would the people like to hear a Kennedy drop, or do the people like the drops when they go in? Sometimes, Sam, you have some really good timing on your drops and stuff, but to take Kennedy away from the people,
Now,
TK85 is the wide receivers. Oh, look at this. Hit the look
Now,
who's coming in
hold on.
the studio right now.
Here
We
he
got
is.
the man. He's gonna walk, and we'll find out.
Alex Merrill.
I got JB in here.
Alex Merrill in the Woodward Sports Big D Energy chat thread right now. We definitely have it. He's a hater, and that's on the
Look,
inside.
even JB came in. Right, we got JB
Smooth, audio legend.
in here to find out. Sam is in a corner. Sam.
Yeah, we have JB Smooth, who's so good that we put him on the Ermanni and Edwards show.
Yeah, he
and
got
no
the
other
follow-up.
show.
Yeah, no, he's on heavyweights too.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the morning show.
Oh, everywhere but here.
Yeah.
Weird. That's really weird, huh, D-Mac?
Well, I mean,
Instead, we get Sam Flannel.
and his bias drops.
And that's what it's not the ability about doing the job.
No,
It's the
he's
fact
a
that he lets
fine-
emotion.
He's a fine young man.
He's a fine regional sports guy.
Yes, exactly.
But he lets emotion get in the way of what's best for
and then
the
he turns
network
into
and the show.
Dictator Flannel. At least if he would put on, like, put your pins on or something like that, or your hat, so we know that because you're causing the people in the chat.
I found it.
Oh,
weird. I got it.
Isn't that weird?
I got
JB Smooth walks in the door, and all of a sudden, we know where every drop is. And he didn't even come in. He didn't even come into the booth. He just walked in the door.
Who's our favorite wide receiver on who's Big D Energy's wide receiver?
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Why?
Because he's not my favorite wide receiver.
It doesn't matter, Sam
It's
Flannel.
about the show, Sam. And trust me, anything that's set up here has nothing to do with what comes out of that booth.
As long as we
Sam
have that
Flannel.
caveat.
Do your goddamn job.
All right. There we go.
Now do it again.
All right.
One more. It's like, yes, exactly.
It's like becoming like
tonight.
a miracle again.
Triple power bombs through the table. Let's go. Lucky there's not a table. Well, this desk.
Flannel, you want to be here? Like you like it here on Big D Energy or not?
Oh, I do.
You sure?
Absolutely.
Because you're not giving off the traits of somebody that likes being here.
There we go. There we go.
Or likes
You
what
sure?
the people want.
I'm sure. I'm positive.
You sure?
Have I ever given you that indication before
Yes.
today? I have?
Yes.
Really? No, I love it. I never miss days.
Better keep that drop close.
Jack Harrington says, Sam, you're fired. Danny G, Neal on a power trip. No.
No, Neal on
Does that drop make this show better? Yes or no?
Yes.
Neal on an accountability trip. That's why I'm
There's
saying
a
no.
fine line.
I recognize, right?
Yep.
Because he's putting himself above you guys. We're just trying to bring you the Big D Energy show. This is about it. And Sam's making it about Sam Flannel. I didn't know it was Sam Flannel and Big D Energy with Neal Ruhl and Darren McCarty.
Let's go Red Wing Sparty. You spit in the face of this show, this fan base, and your country. Your response.
Sam Flannel, I appreciate you. You're a very valued member of Woodward Sports. And
I
Big D
appreciate you,
Energy.
Spetty. Thank you. And I
You
echo
are
that,
valued.
Echo that stuff.
You are valued, except when you let emotion get in the way of doing what's right for the network.
That's fair. And there we go. I'm just
Now you're getting comfortable with it. I like that. We didn't even say you have to play it on your show.
Yeah.
On the morning, you don't even have to go near it on your show.
pretty sure JB has, but that's okay.
Steve Wild says, I don't believe him.
I don't believe
Detroit
him.
Dabber 313, locker room cancer. Would you say that now you're officially a locker room cancer
I don't think so.
on Big D Energy?
I'm more of a glue guy, I would say.
I think you're a glue guy. That fits.
Spetty, you're a glue guy as well.
Appreciate it.
Chuck Brewer says, all Neal did was put Sam in his proper place. And I didn't want to do it. Felt I owed it to him.
Hey, Dr. Clappin' Cheeks. Nobody embodies Big D Energy more than Tom Kennedy. Thanks, Clappin' Cheeks. Absolutely. Resilient. Sticks around.
Dr.
Catch it when you
Cheeks.
need it.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Jay Singles, Tom Kennedy 85 has as many touchdown passes as Jerry Rice. What do you think about that, Flannel?
He's the exact. I mean, I guess he's Jerry Rice then, right?
Might
By
as
that
well be.
logic.
Detroit Dabber also says, yesterday's value is not today's value to the show.
Hey, speaking of which, let me.
Yesterday's price is not
That was for you,
today's
Neal.
price.
I knew you liked that one.
Okay, before we press on, and we're going to do a Lions-Chiefs preview because we are now 6 weeks out. 6 weeks from today, we will be on game day of Lions-Chiefs, so we need to do another preview edition. But this was more important. This is about the integrity of this show and this network, and a man that puts ego and emotion in front of what's best. I don't know, Flannel. I'm shook. We talked about Derek Barnes being shook. I'm shook too.
Those are things. So just let go, and hopefully we learn something from this. You know, take a little bit out of Tom Kennedy's book. Don't give up. Just get out there, keep doing it. We'll be all right. But that was good, Neal. Thanks for taking my role for once. That was cool.
I'd
Sit
had
back and watch.
hey,
You did a fine job.
thank you.
Absolutely.
I do it. It takes a lot. It takes
Listen,
a lot.
it hurt you a lot more than it hurt him.
I am
right?
pretty hurt.
Right? This is going to hurt me a lot more
Yes.
than it hurts you, Flannel, but it has to be done.
No, I think this time, D-Mac, it hurt me more because
That's what I mean.
I was hurt more.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I was being you, telling him, like the parent.
Edric Shelby says everyone has their place.
That's it.
Are you sure? Do you want to continue
Yes.
on this show?
100%.
Okay. I just don't know. Rusty Shackelford says best show ever. Let's go Red Wing Sparty. Ask Dr. Clappin' Cheeks, where did you go to school for your PhD? Dr. Clappin' Cheeks.
Did he go maybe to South Carolina?
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
All right.
I don't, can we move on as a show, do you think? Can we get past this?
I think so.
All right, WoodwardSports.com flash poll. Can we all get past this and move on? Yes or no? Do I have a point though? Like,
Yeah.
if you let your ego and your emotion get in front of what's best for the show and the network, Because I don't do that. You don't do that.
No, absolutely not. Not on this show. Right?
You can do that on other shows.
Well,
around
that's what
here.
I mean, because their mission statement is different than what this is all about.
That is true. WoodwardSports.com chat poll right now. Spencer Raxter is putting it up there. Are we able to move past this as a show and move on? And we're going to find out. Alex says Sam always gets bullied by Neal. Would you say I don't bully Sam Flannel? Would you say that?
I try.
You do? Yeah.
I do. But I told Sam. Sam knows this. He gets the Eiserman effect. He's just me, and I'm just. This is where I get to get it out. But it's accountability. But I don't think when we do, though, we're out of line with our logic.
I wonder who's going to win this poll. Can we get past Sam Flannel's betrayal of the integrity of Big D Energy? Yes, no, Kennedy. Just as a heads up, if Kennedy wins, Sam Flannel will play the drop.
Spenny, if you get one question, Tom Kennedy, does he forgive Sam? That's all. That's all I need to know. We can move on.
Let's go Red Wing Sparty. Between Dr. Clappencheeks, our robot trained as a lawyer, and Mrs. Dixie Normus, we have quite the colored commentary.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
We haven't seen Miss Dixie Normus.
Dixie Normus, yeah, has been radio silent for a little while.
All right, we'll regroup. When we come back, we got to get into it. We got to do a Chiefs-Lions preview. Every Thursday, the rest of the way in. We're 6 weeks out. What's your biggest fear in the Lions-Chiefs game? Like, it's easy to just say, oh, Patrick Mahomes going Patrick Mahomes. What's your biggest fear? That's it. That's all. That's going to be the overriding question. I will ask the panel. Maybe I'll include Sam Flannel in the show. I don't know if he wants to be a part of it. We'll ask him if he wants to be a part of it, and if he does, then we'll ask that, and we'll see what happens. Hey, Friday show. Some big things popping for Friday's show.
Join the family at the Dispo family, also live at the Romeo location tomorrow, July 28th. All 4 shows from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Brace yourself for an unforgettable journey at the pinnacle of cannabis excellence located at 100 Schaefer Drive, Romeo, Michigan. Pull up and re-up with us. Dispo has over 12 locations, with their newest location in Whitmore Lake now open. Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
On and poppin', Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, maybe Sam Flannel. All of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Happy to have you along for the ride. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast and subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jay Wilfan, Sam Flannel's pushed my fandom back 40 years. Cade says, Neal ego tripping the show into BS talk about one of our best at Woodward. So there is a contingent of Sam Flannel fans.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
It's nice your mom
to tap in. Absolutely.
Dad
Mike says, this is the best day of my life now. So, Scrub Boy, sorry you work with immature adults, Sam. If we cross a lot, where accountability is now bullying, is that it?
Oh, immature. Dude, I'm a 12-year-old. What do you want?
Yeah,
Immature.
you are immature. Yeah, I mean, that's it.
Yeah, whoa.
So, okay. Bronco 81, too much time spent on Kennedy talk. Dude is a nothing burger. Except when it's 3rd and 7 on the road at the Jets and you need a first down. Then he becomes the most important player on the field.
Most important. 8 receptions last year. Congratulations.
Biggest play in that New York game. The biggest play.
I'd say the Bears game for sure. I mean, well, at least in terms of one of the bigger plays.
Yes.
Fair enough.
On a couple of occasions.
That's fair.
One in multiple games. Made
That's
big
fine.
plays.
That's fine.
That's a little more than a nothing burger. Alex Stewart, Sam greater than Neal. Okay.
Man. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, anyway, we are 6 weeks away. Some people calling you son of Sam as well, so there's that. All right, 6 weeks away. Lions, Chiefs. Real quick, we can close out the poll. Can we get past Sam Flannel's betrayal of the integrity of Big D Energy? Yes, 26%. No, 36%. 38% say Kennedy. So give the people what they want, Flannel. Kennedy! So there you go. We appreciate your votes. Jack Harrington, Neal, multiple greater science, Flannel. I got more greater science. So there's
That's all right. That's all right. Jack Harrington and I, we go way back. I'll just say in the chat.
Yeah. All right. As we said, 6 weeks away from today.
Hold on.
Yes.
Perg. Sam couldn't find the Kennedy drop because Kennedy doesn't drop.
Yeah.
There we go.
Especially 3rd and long on the road.
Especially when it matters.
Especially when it matters the most. But anyway, though, 6 weeks away. Lions, Chiefs. I have an overriding statement that I'll get to that you guys have heard before. What's the biggest fear? What D-Mac? I know you're the president and CEO of the Stoke Not Scared movement, but humor me for a moment, D-Mac. What's your biggest fear?
Well, it's still the things that, and it's not sort of a fear, but what are you watching out on? Obviously, it's the two things that we've been talking about. It's how's the secondary going to adjust being together, because on paper it's so much better, but they got to prove it. And then the linebackers, right? You figure the guys that are healthy up front with Buggs and Comiskey and McNeil, and you got Hutchinson, coming off the edge, the one side. To me, it's a watch and see how the linebackers, because it's a defense. Not only that, you're going up against the best quarterback in the league, and against Travis Kelce, the best, it's arguably best tight end. So I mean, they're up against it. So it's my I'll be focusing on the defense, just like Spenny said when he goes to camp this Saturday. He'll be focusing, watching on the defense. So it's one of these things. Going into that first game, do you think that you can it's not limit the points, it's get them off the field at certain times, bend but don't break, even better than last year.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, real quick, my biggest fear is that Tom Kennedy 85's out for the season. Spenma, what about you, man? Like what I know we're Stoke Not Scared. What's your biggest fear?
DNC ENT put it well in the chat. Isaiah Pacheco. I'm scared if they can't let him get loose. That is one thing, and they did a pretty decent job for most running backs, containing most running backs last year, obviously except for that Carolina game. The quarterbacks is where they got hit really hard in the running game, but if they can do what they did to Saquon Barkley or to Dalvin Cook, to Isaiah Pacheco, that will help a lot. And then getting pressure on Patrick Mahomes without blitzing, that is something they need to do as well.
Wheezy D313, my biggest fear is that Cam Sutton is overrated and not better than Jeff Okudah.
You don't got to be afraid.
Yeah, he has to. He can't be worse, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to get more out of him just based on that. The Pacheco thing, I kind of see that too. Not only because, and look, it's the Chiefs, right? I know what they are. Obviously, I know who they are. They're it. They've been it for the last, starting to push a decade now. Since Patrick Mahomes basically walked in the door, they've pretty much been it. There was maybe a year of lag time on that or whatever, but you get where I'm coming from. The Pacheco thing is interesting to me, D-Mac, because if he shakes loose and he kills you, then I'm not going to say. And again, it's not over if you lose to the Chiefs. The season's not over. They're not the same old Lions. All that kind of stuff. It's not over. but it will be a step back mentally for me because that would represent everything that I thought that they have built to get a hold on something like that.
But you still have the same glaring issue, and that's
my fear.
Protecting the run. We've seen, it looks like you plugged a lot of situations, but one of the things being run against, right, by a quarterback or a running back, and even I use it in today's NFL, like the short little dump passes out of the backfield, right? Can you control the other team's running back? And we have yet to see that, right? We've done a good job at different times, but we got to be a lot better to be the team that we expect this team to be.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jack says they better not get blown out. Flannel, I don't know which fan hat you're putting on right now, your Mahomes fan hat or the Lions fan hat. So your answer probably is dependent. But what, as a Lions fan, Flannel, what's your biggest fear?
Well, I want to echo what Spenny said about Isaiah Pacheco and even the Kansas City Chiefs run game, because I'm just pulling up what they did in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. A pretty damn good defense. Rushed 26 times for 158 yards and a touchdown for 6 yards a carry. Obviously, that can't happen. I guess what I am most scared about, I've got a couple of things. One is that Andy Reid will be able to create mismatches for Travis Kelce, and maybe they'll even do something crazy to where Jack Campbell is even matched up with him. I'm not saying it's ideal, but Andy Reid is an offensive wizard, and Travis Kelce is obviously the best in the game. And one thing that can't happen if you're the Lions is, I know Chris Jones, I know him and Kansas City are kind of far apart in extension talks, and I know the Lions' offensive line is good, but Chris Jones is one of those guys. It doesn't matter how good your offensive line is. He could wreck a game with one play or a couple of plays because he is that good, and that cannot happen. You can't have Chris Jones having that drive-killing 3rd and 5 sack for -10. But that's what Chris Jones does. He did it in the AFC Championship game last year to Joe Burrow.
For me, the thing I'm most scared of isn't even the Pacheco thing. It's more along the lines of if they're not sharp offensively and they turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying?
No chance.
They've got no chance, right? And you know who that's going to fall on?
Goff.
You know the checklist, man. Like you know how it works. You know what's going to end up happening, and it is a huge ask. Which, one of the more popular social media clips that we've had is when I talked about, not today, like not that day. Today's the day you got to rise up and win. And I know it's going to sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, D-Mac, when I say this, but that is my biggest fear, is the offense isn't sharp, turns it over a couple of times. And I guess it is being scared, not stoked. I don't want it all to go away in one night. You know what I'm saying, D-Mac? Am I making any sense here?
Well, you're I'm going to question your fear or why you'd be scared, because don't you think, though, that the way that this offense has been built and it's proven to you that it can put points on the board even if it does get behind? We're just saying that you don't want to give Patrick Mahomes any extra opportunities, especially in your territory and stuff like that. You always say you got to play a clean game to beat the best of the best. But the fact is, when you look at it and you see how things are being developed with another year with each other, and this is, I'm not scared, right? To the fact, and it's not stoked to have turnovers, but the fact is I think that we can rebound better than we could have in the past if that sort of happens. Now, you don't want it to happen. I mean, yeah, and God, I mean, what did they return the opening kickoff? And all these bad things can happen, but I don't think it's more of the reality. And the reality is, if it does happen, we're built to score points still. It's not the end of the world as in the past it might have been.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, and it just rolled through, and somebody asked, DNCNT, there's a lot of pretty legit worries. Are you sure we aren't scared? And DNCNT, like I said, man, like
you can be cautious. Like, you don't have to. It's not have to be polar. You can be stoked, and somebody said D-Mac stoked and calm. Yeah. Let's just wait to see. There'll be time enough for getting scared, when the games come. That's pretty much what it is.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Dos Burrito says, the only thing we have to fear is Flannel showing up for work tomorrow. So there's that out there as well. Edric says, we're not getting blown out. If we lose, I think it will be within 3 points. But Jared Goff has been in this moment before, and we're capable of keeping up with them from a points perspective. But here's the other thing, too. Vincent Law says this. And yes, Vincent, can we talk about the KC defense? And my knock on the Chiefs forever has been there's so much pressure on Mahomes to be great, which he is, and he has been great in the past because he would continually have to score. And that Chiefs defense, we saw them gag that game against the Bengals, absolutely gag it away in the playoffs the year before. But Flannel, that their defense addressed some things in the draft, later in the draft, in the beginning of the draft. They have had almost a Brad Holmes-esque draft run that I think it got some discussion during the Super Bowl last year because it's been at the forefront of everything they've done. But low-key, Flannel, they have attacked the draft.
Yeah, I mean, you look at even last year, like Trent McDuffie,
yes.
George Karlaftis, Leo Chenal started the Super Bowl. Then you look at other younger guys like Nick Bolton, who is one of the more underrated and better up-and-coming linebackers in the NFL. But you're right. How many times have you seen throughout the Kansas City's playoff history Patrick Mahomes have to outduel someone like Josh Allen that one year, or even where the Chiefs spotted the Texans a 24-0 lead, and then the Chiefs had to win 51-31. It's always a little bit of an adventure when the Kansas City Chiefs play in the playoffs because their defense hasn't really ever shut down anybody, despite having great talent like Chris Jones and playoff Frank Clark for sure.
Playoff Frank Clark.
He's something special.
He is, man. But yeah, I mean, so that's what it is. I guess those are the quote-unquote fears. And again, we got 5 more of these Lions Chief previews to go every Thursday up until like the day. You know, that is the way that we operate. We got a couple of other Lions things to get into. D-Mac promised us that he's going to tell me the prospects that will be on the roster this year. The future's now. The playoff push starts now. Officially, they are in there moving towards that. And I got some Michigan State questions. I know the other network in town made some headlines yesterday as far as people discussing around the social media channels. The Michigan State game will be played at night.
Hell yeah.
And it will be an absolute circus.
It's going to be awesome.
One way or the other. It's going to be a circus.
Well, we can go right to the source to let us know how it's going to be from a guy who's lived in those trenches.
Absolutely.
Nighttime Spartyville.
Some people are going to need a guardian inside Spartan Stadium that night, that is for sure.
Well, absolutely. Well, guess what? I know where you can go because you can let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians who take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. The number 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed. But I need you to call the number 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Real flesh and blood. Yes, Homo sapiens. Safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work of people who have been proven to care. They care so much, right? They're unbiased to whether Sam likes Kennedy or not. They're just into protecting his flannel. How do I know this? Because they've been doing it for how many straight days, Sam?
324.
324 straight days of flannel protection. Coming up on close to just under a month. If you want that for your business, your personal, whatever it is, please give Guardian Alarm a call today. The number 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the chat. LeBron James haters. Got to go the generic one today.
Stay out of ruining another all-time great's career, Angels. Come on, just trade him to somebody that'll do something with him.
That's a great one.
Stay out of the end zone 6 Thursdays from now, Isaiah Pacheco.
There it is, Guardian Alarm. Your local security experts. Tell them, Big D Energy, we sent you.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer. the only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, all of you. And the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump in there and get your takes in there like hundreds of you do every single day. Click a like button, too, since you're in there, and subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast. That's all I'm asking of you. That's
5-star.
5-star while you're there. Why not? Give us a review, too, if you would be so kind. I haven't checked it in about a week. I got to go in there. I like to read them. It's pretty entertaining to read the reviews. So speak your piece out there. Talking heavy Lions is the way it's going to be. We got some Red Wing stuff we're going to get into coming up in just a couple of segments. I did want to touch on this one, though. There was news, and Spem, I'll put you on the spot about it because I didn't tell you during the break. The Jared Goff text message to Ben Johnson.
I got the video.
You got the okay, perfect.
Yep.
Let's hear this because I want to set this up and I want to get the background to it because I think that's another thing that says a lot. Run it, Spenmo.
Jared texted me and he's like, St. Brown, huge year. That's all he said. Just St. Brown, huge year. You know, so St. has attacked this offseason probably like he's attacked every offseason.
St. Brown, huge year. That's from the quarterback.
I got one word. Duh. Right? Obviously.
No, but D-Mac, could this get stratospheric this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, yes. It absolutely can because isn't the bar set the lowest with him because everybody goes, but he's only a fourth rounder. Unless you are privy to what we see on a day in, day out basis here and know what he means here. I think it's his coming out party this year for the rest of the league, and yeah. I mean, he's the go-to guy. I mean, they know it. Jared Goff knows it. When I see that and hear that, they're developing that, what I said. I use the comparison of Stafford and Kupp, right? Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp. That sort of on the same page, that mentality. And these little things when you text the coach and stuff like this, just letting you know that means they're putting in the work. And the fact that, Ben Johnson, we usually say, oh, he's worked harder than he ever has this offseason. No, he's worked as hard as he ever does. He's got that full gear. So, yes, absolutely 100%. This is probably for just great things to come.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. An expert has weighed in. Dr. Clappencheeks. And if anybody would know, it's Dr. Clappencheeks says St. Brown is ready to clap them cheeks. So, hey. It's his expert opinion.
Giggity, giggity.
Let's go Red Wing Sparty. He'll get the TDs this year. DNC ENT. St. Brown over under 1,000.5 yards. Over under 92.5 catches. I'm hammering everything.
So here's the devil's advocate, right? Because it goes into something else where, we'll leave it to Mr. Positive, Brandon Katz, who said St. Brown will be doubled and bracketed all your teams who know who he is now, and the Lions don't have a second receiver. Duh. Why do you think you're hearing all the stuff out of Sam Laporta in the tight end position or whatever? They're two guys over the middle that are going to control the middle, right? So, yes, but it's the same thing as, does Amon-Ra St. Brown not have the characteristics of what we hear about Devontae Adams, arguably the best receiver, where he's got 3 moves for every guy to lock in, to know what a guy's going to do for whatever else. I don't care how many guys you put on certain guys, they're just not coverable in today's NFL because of the way the rules are. So that even goes to the imperativeness of how to the tight end position and helping each other out.
Rack says, I don't like it. Ben Johnson talking too much this year. Needs to go back to being more mysterious like last year. LOL. That was pretty funny.
Rake, because this is the audition, right? This is right there's what you saw is the first audition for his head coaching job next year. Like you're gonna see it all play out, and we don't like to hear it. That's why it's so important right now. But right there is you're gonna see that next year, him standing there as a coach's podium. That's just the way it is. It's the maturation. Right? We would like it that way, Rake. Absolutely. Better to us, but it's not going to be that way.
Casey says St. Brown's a solid possession receiver, but don't get too hyped. And Casey, look, I know what you're doing right here. You're lumping it in there with everybody else the same way. There's the progression. You'll continue to see the progression. because I think his yards per catch is going to go up this year. I honestly believe that. Where I think you will see him in a more aggressive role this year. You will see him, and just given the nature too of figuring out his way in the NFL, he already puts the work in the off season, Spenmo, and you know the body and everything like that, and the training that he does. Wait till he figures this thing out fully. Yeah. Spenmo, I'm telling you, man, I'm with I think it was DNC ENT. Those numbers seem like free money to me. They seem
for
like
sure.
He is going to be. I think when this season's over, nationally, especially too, and for a lot of people, that's why this Chiefs game is so big. ASB rolls out there and has 11 catches for $140 and a touchdown. He loses that. Oh, he's a solid possession receiver.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing that shit, Spenmo.
And here's the thing, okay? Writing's on the wall, the tea leaves or whatever. What is the playbook? Right now, you know the playbook opening up because of the preparation in the offseason or whatever, who they going to lean on early in the first game, national television, everything on. It's going to be his coming out party to people who don't understand how good he is. I think what you just said there, Neal, could be possible. Now, can Ben Johnson scheme him into a lot of things like that? I think it's possible. So he could have that breakout game where we're coming into this talking after game one is no matter whether the Lions win or lose, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, what a game, and everybody going, oh, it's not just this possession pony anymore.
Yeah, CSC, Antoine Green will help out the Lions more than people think. CSC, there is not a person in that locker room more than Antoine Green that didn't want to see that Mims trade.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it like that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Antoine Green at this point, he's not even in my stream of consciousness right now when it comes to the Lions. I don't know if that's bad or not, but I think he'll be relatively irrelevant, at least for the foreseeable future. Maybe I'm a hater, though.
That's a strong possibility. Real quick, too, Ben Johnson in that clip, D-Mac, he already sounds like a head. He is a head coach loading.
100%. Yeah. And I was going to say that right now, and Rake said, yeah, that's his point, is that I don't want to lose him too quick. I said, he's already gone, bro. How many shortlists? Hey,
You're on borrowed time.
How many shortlists, Neal, just like, right, out of the ownership to whatever like this, right? When we're out golfing or whatever, say we are owners of a team and we're trying different things out, you got to know that, hey, you check this Johnson kid out, whatever, like last year, he didn't go to Texas last year, didn't make the move, but after this year, he's on 4 teams this short list right now.
No question.
Right. So I think the writing's on the wall, and I think that here's the thing: nobody's hiding from it, right? The Lions aren't. It's more of this. They understand that this is going. That's why they got to get that system and the Johnson system in place, and who's going to come up behind him, who's the next guy, sort of in line, because it's that culture that has been developed here. So, yeah, he's pretty much any success. Playoff, you know what I mean? Any success, it's gone for sure.
We got some breaking news. As the top 100 list continues to roll out, the 70 through 61 have been released, and 70 is Joey Bosa, 69 Knights, Matt Milano, 68 is Zach Martin, 67 Amon-Ra St. Brown,
wow,
66 Jared Goff, 65 Darius Slay, 64 Aaron Jones, 63 Grady Jarrett, 62 Bobby Wagner, 61 Deebo Samuel.
So Deebo Samuel and Amon-Ra St. Brown in that same...
Within 5 spots.
Yep.
And guess what? Easy, suck my dick. That means Penei Sewell is going to be a top 50.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
We both thought they were going to be in there. He just thought Amon-Ra St. Brown would be higher than Penei Sewell based on, because he's a receiver and linemen normally don't get as much love.
Okay.
So
that'll be next year.
Yeah.
Easy? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he knew they were both.
I'll return to my previous statement.
Put your knife back in.
Yeah.
Jeez, you pulled that right out of the sock real quick. Yeah, exactly.
I was ready to go to battle.
I'll draw my lightsaber on that one.
Jeff Olson says, St. Brown has a mentality of a Hall of Famer. I see a lot of Mike Evans and how he carries himself. And Jeff, I didn't like that comp at first, but I'm with you. Because Mike Evans is just a good receiver, like a great receiver. I don't know why Amon-Ra St. Brown has to have this label on him, like he's a slot possession guy. I understand why. I know why. That's the progression. And you'll see him shake that this year when he is dynamic. Dynamic he will be this year. Not like NFC North dynamic. NFL, period. Dynamic. In the discussion, in the running with everybody. Yes, guys, all of the great receivers in the league, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You don't believe me yet because you haven't seen it, and that's fine. That's my job here, to tell you about stuff that's going to happen. That will happen this year. And you'll see it, and that's fine. And I won't be mad at you. You just had to see it first. So there's nothing wrong with that. I'll also tell you about Strawberry Fest at Big Boy because it's going on. You're starting to run out of time, though. We're running through July. Strawberry Fest is a staple of the summer. Breakfast. It starts with breakfast. Strawberry hotcakes, red velvet waffle. Not a breakfast person? That's cool. Do the strawberry bacon chicken wrap for lunch. How about that? Or the refreshing summer splash salad. Don't forget about dessert. That's what started all this. The classic, the OG of Strawberry Fest, strawberry pie. Yes. Or deep fried vanilla Oreos if you want to go the DMAC route. What about the strawberry hot fudge cake? All of that. And more available. Get to Strawberry Fest at your local Big Boy today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Your childhood may be over, but playtime, it is not. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source for outdoor power equipment. Whether it's sales, service, or parts, carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, Ellis Tractor, Steel, and more. Servicing the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more information, visit Outdoor Equipment Co. at OutdoorEquipmentCo.com. Outdoor Equipment Co., your power equipment playground.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rockstar here with you. Kirk Ford brings up a question. This is off the sheet right now. We haven't really talked about it a ton, Justin Herbert's contract extension. I haven't talked about it a ton because it's about where you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's slotted in there. AAV, I think, 3rd in the league now, behind Watson and Lamar. It's about what everybody expected. He'll have that title for a couple of minutes. Then Joe Burrow will break the bank and sign him. So Kirk Ford asked the question, and this is a topic that lives in infinity. Because with every deal that gets signed, it always comes back to this. So Kirk Ford says, so Neal, with Herbert's extension, Burrow's upcoming extension, how much are you willing to pay Goff now? Goff's price just went up. I will turn that and put it over to Spenmo. Because Spenmo, it's an evolving market.
Don't care.
It always has been.
Don't care. Still don't care.
So what? So I'll pose that question to you.
If you can get him on a Daniel Jones, Geno Smith deal where it's like 1 or 2 year, $40 million, cool.
That's not the market anymore.
I'm not signing him to a 5-year, $50 million extension. Not a chance.
I'm not saying that, but what about shorter term? Like what? Give me what you want, because that's not realistic, Spenmo.
That's what Daniel Jones got.
In that market.
Yeah.
We're in this market now.
Yeah, but
inflation.
He's not in the Herbert market.
No, I'm not saying he is.
3 for 42.
3 for 45.
I'd do 3 for 42 with a team option on the 3rd year.
3 for 45, because I think that's about the slot you're looking at now. It's moved, man. It's moved.
Yeah, well, I mean, doesn't move me.
Yeah. What's your alternative?
Hendon Hooker.
You're good. So that's still going to be the move.
That's why you drafted him. I trust Brad Holmes and his drafting ability, and he hasn't missed on all. He's only missed on 1 or 2 picks so far. He liked the guy so much he took him in the 3rd round. I believe in him. If it turns out that he can't do shit and he's terrible, yeah, obviously you're going to re-sign Goff. But I don't think so. I think he's going to be a good player.
But when is he going to be a good player, Spenny?
Next year.
Oh, so he just walks in and is good.
Yes.
In a league where Peyton Manning threw 30 interceptions his first year.
Yeah, I mean, he's not starting as a rookie. He has time to develop. He's got a redshirt year where he'll sit under Goff. He'll learn from him. He'll do stuff. Even next year, if Goff's got another year on his contract, like he'll
which
sit
he
there,
does,
and maybe he sits there too, or you trade him or whatever. But if Goff is asking for that more than $45 million a year, I'm not doing it.
So you are comfortable in that 45 area?
Yeah, 40 to 45. Okay, for 1 or 2 years. Okay, I'm not signing him to a 5-year extension or anything like that. But
okay, I just need to check back in. Just need to check back in because yesterday's prices are not today.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Daniel Jones' price is not today's price, man. Like that's the way that it is. Alex Merrill, I can't wait for Hooker. So happy we picked him. I don't know, man. All of this, all the talent that's amassed, all the rookie contracts that are on here, I'm just more comfortable going with the known. But that's me. I know what Jared Goff is. I'm more comfortable with that. I'm not pushing it into the roulette table. But that's not a today discussion, D-Mac.
No, not at all.
But it hangs over our heads, doesn't it?
No, but it's there, and as other quarterbacks and these deals get going down, it's something you're going to have to accept. My thing is Hendon Hooker your guy, not this year, next year, but in 3 years. And if you believe that to what Spenny's saying, if that's the way that the process is, well, then that gives you flexibility in how you want to deal with Goff or trade Goff or do whatever. But that's a lot of ifs, so we'll wait and see.
And Corey Berry says, no need to pay Goff now. If success in 23 drives up the price, so be it. And success with the market, as the market continues to evolve too. And Corey, look, if that's your attitude, I am cool with that. If you want to wait, it's going to cost you more. I just think that every day you wait, the price goes up. So maybe Spenmo's right. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe that's the play. It's aggressive. I will say that. But maybe it is. I don't know. We'll see. It's just something to keep an eye on. We're not to that. Goff still has another year after this year. Although, how often do you see quarterbacks in this league kind of in a lame duck year? You don't see it very often, unless there's like a huge standoff, like the Ravens with Lamar. And in the end, Lamar ended up winning that, I think we can all say. Right? Mm-hmm. Got his bag.
Yes, he did.
Got his money. So... It is. It's just something, and the room is split on it. The room is split. Like Chad Fisher, take out Goff and watch how bad our offense will be. The difference would be noticeable. Supremacy says, so we're just going to give up on a top 10 quarterback for Hendon Hooker. And
he's
then
not a top 10 quarterback.
You're gonna hit me with he's 11th.
No, I mean the list came out and he wasn't in the top 10. Voted on by NFL players, executives, coaches, and scouts. So, I mean...
Where was he?
I don't know. He wasn't on the list. They did top 10. Like I said, he could be. The 11 through 15 guys fluctuate.
Right.
So...
but Brendan Workman says, I like Hendon Hooker as well. So, okay. You know?
I just have faith in Brad Holmes and his draft. Whatever he does... I'm gonna agree with it because he hasn't steered us wrong so far. So if he decides to re-sign Goff for 5 years at a crazy number, I'm not gonna be happy, but I'm gonna go with it until it proves that it wasn't the right move. But I don't think you just use the 3rd round pick on Hendon Hooker for nothing.
But wouldn't you think that if something's done during the season or this year, then you're going to get him more at a team friendly deal?
Yes, the sooner they sign him, the lower the number is, right?
Yeah, so
life is all about timing.
That's why I'm saying 4 for 160 ain't out of the question.
Yeah,
with the team option for the 4th. I mean, I just think that plan's sort of in place, and when I look at it, it's like I think the conversation's been had, right? It's very. This is all part of the conversation. You see the relationship with Holmes and Goff going back to the Rams. Like these are conversations that they know that are like nobody's getting blindsided with this.
Right. It's there.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what and from dealing with that and being part of the Red Wing organization back in a non-salary cap day where that sort of conversation is being had, that means that you're very fully aware going into your contract, whatever it is, of what the conversation, the number around and the term is be, and then you work off it. You know, it's only when the player thinks that they want more and might have to try to get it somewhere else, right, than it is to stay here. But if the money's where you want and it's sort of a win-win, so look for it to be done earlier, and then it'd be more team friendly.
I know that we laugh at Catspot sometimes, but he's right on with this. People thinking Goff will take a 2-year deal are delusional, and they are.
No, it's like a 4, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's absolutely correct with that. That ain't happening. So, again, you know, every time, and then when Burrow signs, we get to guess what? We get to blow the dust off and we get to rerun it again. So that is the way.
But don't you want Goff to sign before Burrow does? Because once Burrow goes,
I don't think those matter. Those top guy deals don't matter. He's not going to make as much money as Burrow or as Herbert or as Lawrence when he gets paid. Like it's.
I know, but the highest tide still lifts the water. You know what I'm saying?
The things that mattered for Jared Goff were what Geno Smith and Daniel Jones signed for. That's what matters for Jared Goff's contract.
But that's not. Is that reality though? As far as when the top guys, the Mahomes and the Burrow, no matter what,
the number you work off of moves up,
and everybody.
Yeah. That is the number you work off of.
Rising tide raises all ships.
It does. Like that's the way that it works. So we will see. Yeah, we will see. We will just keep an eye on it as the quarterback situation continues to be fluid, as it continues to evolve. But Jared Goff did send Ben Johnson a text.
Is this a good time to talk about the guy in New York and what he just did?
Yes, you know what? Real quick, I can slide this in there. Like, your boy, Sam Flannel.
And see, this is why, to Katz's point about the 2-year deal, Jared Goff is not where Aaron Rodgers is at. And what Aaron Rodgers just did is that above the rim, and I'm sure that when he was on his retreat, it came to him in the dark. That this is all played out because this is like Succession, Suits, Mad Men. This is above the rim play by Rodgers because I feel the same way you do.
Yeah, it was. And Flannel, first off, since he's your boy and you love him and think the Jets are now anointed as a Super Bowl threat with Aaron Rodgers there all of a sudden, what is your reaction to Aaron Rodgers basically eschewing $30-ish million and signing a new deal with the Jets? And look, I know on paper that it's 3 for $112, but that's not the way that it's going to go down. It's essentially a 2-year deal at $75 million. So he basically gave up on $30-ish million.
Maybe the reports of him being selfish and a me guy were a little bit overstated.
Maybe.
Yeah, I would say so.
Or maybe he bought something with his money that he gave up. Maybe in essence he spent that money by giving it up because he knows he's going to walk in the door and be mid. And he's already buying the goodwill of the media, the Jets fans at all. But guess what? It's not going to work. Again, this isn't Green Bay. There's not the same 7 people at your locker all the time in the media. This is New York. And the second he throws an incompletion, they're going to be on him. And it's a bad investment. He should have just kept the money, Sam Flannel.
I mean, I suppose compared to Green Bay, they probably have the easiest media to deal with in all of professional football. But you guys act like the New York Jets media are just going to hammer him to death. And, oh, my God, Aaron Rodgers just can't handle it. You mean a guy who's won Super Bowls and MVPs? Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I misspoke.
He didn't do it there, and he hasn't done it going on a decade.
I mean, he won a cup two out of the last 3 MVPs, though. So
right. Cool story. What'd he do in New York?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
We'll see.
I can see that. But, hey, heady play by Aaron Rodgers.
Heady play,
man.
This is a veteran move, right? He's bought himself a few more weeks, I think, or whatever else, because you can always lean back as like, what is this, the ultimate team guy? Right? The ultimate team guy. It's not about the money. Well, it's never about the money when you got millions and millions, like in a different spot. How much has Aaron Rodgers made in his career up to this point? right? Couple $100 million, $300 million, like, I mean, without looking it up. So this is great. This is above the rim thinking, because now you can lean back to what Sam said, is maybe he's not, everybody's saying, oh, what they were saying about him not being a team guy and him being selfish. This is the most unselfish thing you can do. Look,
it was an investment. It was a $30 million investment to buy some goodwill, but it ain't going to help you in New York.
Well, it's going to help you now. He's setting it up. But again, reading between the lines, is that something, because he's going to need that buffer of greatness. So this will get you this will get you a free one.
Real quick before we cut to the break, some breaking NFL news. Dov Kleeman on Twitter. Jalen Ramsey was carted off the field at practice. He's been taken to the locker room on a cart. Training camp injury apparently to Jalen Ramsey of the Miami Dolphins. You hate to see it, but you're going to continue to see these things because that's the way this game works. So big blow to them. It's working out for Aaron Rodgers, right?
I would never root for Jalen Ramsey being hurt to help Aaron Rodgers. That would be a huge blow for them if he has to miss a significant amount of time.
No question.
Huge.
No question about that. So, Swiss Insurance, Sam Flannel.
Swiss Insurance, of course. And now that summer's here, it is important to make sure you are properly covered. Whether it's a grad party or just a group of people over to enjoy the lake or pool, your liability exposure increases significantly in summertime. Let the Swiss Insurance Group review your coverage and make sure you are protected from an unexpected loss. Check us out at swissins.com or call Mark today at 248-800-4177. Again, that is 248-800-4177, Swiss Insurance.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Would you like to win a $100K Vegas getaway?
Yes.
Take your closest friends living up in the city that never sleeps?
Yes.
It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win the $100K Vegas giveaway at Cintron.com/Vegas. And buy a Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink. Yes. The healthier energy drink with great taste and the choice of people who desire to look good, feel great, and be the best version of themselves. So make sure you go check it out at drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
Yes.
Yes.
Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. Some more breaking NFL news. This does affect the Jets, Sam Flannel. Garrett Wilson limped off the practice field with an apparent ankle injury and went to the locker room. So,
yeah, hopefully that's not anything serious. That would be a huge blow to the Jets if he had to miss any significant amount of time. He's their best receiver, without a shadow of a doubt.
So there's that out there as well. 'Tis the season, though, everybody. You just hope the bomb doesn't drop on you. Like that's essentially what we're doing out there. D-Mac, did want to change the gears up a little bit here, and I wanted to get your take on, just real quick, the Red Wings. You're out tomorrow. You got the wrestling stuff tonight up in Fowlerville, so get on out there.
I headed to New Jersey right early, probably right after tonight's wrestling for ICW 50 on IWTV. You can watch that. Sick show. Anyways.
Yes.
Continue.
I want to know, D-Mac, give me a primer. What the prospects, right? Because let's assess this situation first.
So please be more specific
I will.
as far as are you continuing, like, let's separate this a little more, right? When you say prospects, right, I'm going to separate to two categories as guys we've seen and even two guys we just got a glimpse at, right? Because the one so to answer your question in the different ways, right? The two guys, there's three players that I have my eye on right now, and not saying that there can't be others, because this is the one thing that Steve Eisman and Derek Lalonde have proven. There's opportunity. So there's a lot of young talent, but it's the guys like that we've seen already. So prospects still, but guys that have had a cup of coffee, even in a little bit, right? Number one, Simon Edvinsson, right? Can he make the jump? You're looking for him to make the jump, right? Being the big left-handed equivalent on defense to Mo Sider, and making that transition after playing most of the year in Grand Rapids and getting a cup of coffee up here and feeding his way. There's him. There's also, don't forget about Elmer Soderblom, right? Elmer, who started the season off here and then went down to GR, and it's more to acclimate to the North American ice rink and the style. So there's a guy that knows sort of what he had to do to crack the lineup out of camp, that's coming in, and he's going to fight for a job. And then the third one, who I put into the truest prospect, even though you say DMAC, but he played a game last year, is Marco Kasper. If there's anyone that's going to come in and make an impact and sort of do what Lucas sort of Raymond did out of, and not shocking, I think they're looking towards Kasper to make that jump. There's so many opportunities, and this, what I'm excited about for training camp and to hear is just sort of, I'm sure there's going to be different line combinations and guys trying to get some flow and to see who works with different things. I look, a guy like Michael Raspin to play up on some of the top line. It's going to be great to see the power play, but those three guys are the guys that I'm looking for to make a mainstay and establish themselves opening day and be a big part of this roster. And here's the big thing, right? When you look at Edvinsson and Soderblom, there's not many bigger guys, right, for a winger and a defenseman in the league. So we're talking about getting tougher. We're talking about getting bigger and stronger. And these guys who have had a cup of coffee can spend the summer knowing exactly what the taste is like. And then you got Marco Kasper, who high expectations because of his own development last year in the Swedish league, and winning awards over there. And then obviously we saw him here in Toronto, one game where he had an assist, and then got hurt. So those are the three guys, Neal, if you want to consider them as prospects.
They're going to be here. Bottom line, they're going to start the season. They're going to be here.
Those are the three guys that I think that are going to be on this roster, that are going to be fighting for now, unless somebody else beats them out of camp. Right, I don't expect it. I think that the one guy who I'm eager to see, because of, again, along the same lines, who this player plays a little bit more of a tenacious style than Alex DeBrincat does, but he's got the same natural goal scoring ability. That's Carter Mazur, kid down from Cal.
And that's in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. That's the name everybody's going to.
Right, but here's the one thing. You look at this, and this is where I go to you. He can go to the minors. Like these tough decisions, he doesn't have to make it, and maybe he deserves to make it, but he needs some minor league time. He needs to play 25 minutes a night and play in all situations and sort of get up to speed that way. It's nothing against the kid, and maybe he comes out, lights it on fire, and they make it tough to send him down, but I don't see it that way. And I see, because of the competition of guys ahead of it, then it goes into who can be set down without clearing waivers and all this stuff. So being younger on the roster sometimes, see, I don't look at it, Neal, as some of these guys that don't make it out of camp. A lot of it is that they have to do it because of roster and other guys getting opportunities. So we'll wait and see. So those three guys, if I was going to rank them, I think Edvinsson's got to make it. And then Soderblom, this is his opportunity if he's going to be in this system. Like, it's not time. Kasper doesn't necessarily, but that can show you how further along you are, especially with the development of young draft choices.
You've kind of turned me a little bit, too, on the Soderblom thing. He's 22. It's time. Either you can play or you can't.
Well, no. Wrong. No.
Okay, enlighten me.
Because of who he is and where he came from. Can you not give these kids a year to change the ice surface from 200 by 100 to 180, right? And being that big and figuring out the size, 20, gosh damn. And somebody said this very poignantly, right? And you're right in this league. So now's the time for him to show out if he's
Right.
going to show out here. Because what happens now is that it seems like 20, 21, 22, 23, you either make it and then you have to go somewhere else or you're around and then you can come back. Right? There's a lot of guys that are doing that. But now is the time, to your point, that Soderblom, if he's going to be a Detroit Red Wing, or else you're probably going to move on from him. But give him a time to develop. Like all these guys, don't they get a year to come out? Like I would expect that if I had to go play on a different size ice surface or different rules or whatever, wouldn't you give me a year to figure it out?
No doubt.
So
D-Mac,
now it's the time. But there's no time we're not in the let them percolate, develop or whatever.
That's
I've given
the
you,
point.
you know the taste, you know this, you know that, and I think the pressure to him is on it to make the team. But the size that he has and the skill that he's got, man, you can't replace that.
And D-Mac, I guess what we're doing right now is taking the long way of saying this. Stakes have changed.
Oh yeah.
The stakes have changed. What's on the table now is different. Again, yesterday's prices are not today's prices. When you go out and you make a move forward to Brinken, it's pretty clear what
yesterday's price is not today's price.
It's not for, and this applies in different facets of the world. And I think for the Red Wings as an organization, last season's prices are not this season's prices. Where we were like, hey, we got a shot. Okay, it's over. Well, hey, what are you going to do?
No.
Not this year.
I think with that trade especially, it's like Stevie noticed my clock and said D-Mac took the clock off. I better
make
get him right.
Gear.
I mean, it's about time.
No, and look,
we're going to pet the dog, but I mean,
don't
your mouth. That way.
Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not saying it's do or die for Steve Yzerman, because he's building an organization from scratch. Worse than an expansion team is what he took over. Yes, it's true. Nobody in the organization would say that, but I can walk you through the steps if need be. But I think I've done that in the past. We don't have to do that right now. I think it's clear what that move signifies is what the expectation is within the organization now. And I don't want to say that it like speeds up. It speeds up your expectation for the young guys. But damn it, D-Mac, it speeds up your expectations now for the young guys. It does.
As it absolutely should. I mean, this
isn't for fun anymore. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't for Steve Yzerman. It was never for fun for him. It's just now that it's getting real. And now it's getting real, and it's now time for these young guys to take the bull by the horn and know that, hey, you know what? That's my job. I mean, that was the whole thing. I tell everybody that's growing up a Red Wings fan or whatever, I knew exactly the role that I could play for this team that they needed. And and the way that it sort of worked out. But they got to all embrace their role and want it more than anybody else.
Just wanted to touch base with you. Like I said, just wanted to touch base.
Talk.
Yeah. I did. That was for me, everybody. Okay, I know somebody's like, we're done with the football talk. I'll see you later. Okay, bye. Like D-Mac's not here tomorrow. I needed to get this set in stone because we're about to go on a little vacation from hockey in the month of August. That's just the way it's going to work. That's just the way that it's going to work. We are going to talk some Michigan State when we come back. Planet Fitness, everybody, right here, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports. Always a great time to join Planet Fitness. The judgment-free zone, all that stuff's cool. The $1 down, $10 a month. It is a steal if you're in the gym game. You know, especially if you're not at Planet Fitness. You know. The ones that are out there that are paying $60, $70, $80. Somebody told me $100 a month for your gym because it has a rock wall. Cool story. Everything you need is at Planet Fitness. You want to be a baller like that? Black Card, $24.99 a month. You basically own Planet Fitness. You can go to anyone in the world. There's over 50 in Metro Detroit alone. Guys, I'm telling you, it's been a part of my life, an everyday part of my life for 3 years. And I'm glad. I've been able to accomplish every goal I had ever set, all with the help of Planet Fitness, and you can too. $1 down, $10 a month. Pull in the parking lot on the way home. You'll pass a couple on your way home. Or jump on that computer. Go to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
at work, and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl and Darren McCarty and Sam Flannel and Spencer Raxter and all of you at the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. It got announced yesterday right after we got off the air. Michigan State will play a night game at Spartan Stadium.
Yeah.
That will be a Peacock NBC game for that night. What was the date on it again? I forget.
21st.
October
21st.
October 21st is the date. And look, I know a lot of the talk on social media, and I heard some people talking about it, the environment that will be there in Spartan Stadium. Yes, if I were a Michigan fan, I may sit that one out. I may, but it's like that everywhere. This is college football, and Spenmo, your fans, your Michigan State fans. I don't think it was such a big deal that everybody's going to be talking about. Like, no, you don't. You don't deserve to be punched in the face if you walk in the doors or
And
anything like that.
To be.
No, yeah. I would just sit it out for me if I were a Michigan fan, but I'm about the percentages, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm playing the percentages on that one.
You're not gonna get attacked in East Lansing if you're a Michigan fan. It's not gonna fucking happen. People aren't gonna be more drunk than they would during a regular game because it's a night. No.
Spenmo, I've been there.
The only difference is that you don't wake up at 5 a.m. and start drinking. You can sleep in until noon and then you start drinking. If you go somewhere looking for a fight,
you're gonna find
a fight.
No doubt.
But if you just go there as a fan, you're not gonna get attacked because you're a Michigan fan. It's not gonna happen. Get over yourselves. It's not something like Valenti. Shut the fuck up, Mike Valenti. That was the softest shit. You guys should avoid this one. Shut up, man. You're not just going to get bombarded and attacked because you're a Michigan fan. It's not going to fucking happen.
And I'm not saying that. And my reasoning for it, again, I'm not taking my kids there, but that's general. That's general, Saturday night rivalry stuff. Would I take my kids to, I don't know, Mississippi State on a Saturday night? No.
Yeah.
I got friends that went to Mississippi State. They told me the stories of what goes on. Now, nobody sits there and whines about it like we do here, because here's the bottom line. I don't have a horse in this race, right? Mm-hmm. Not affiliated with Michigan, not affiliated with Michigan State. I just don't get, I know, the rivalry thing, but, you look at what goes on around the SEC, this stuff happens in every school, man. SEC's extra. They poison each other's trees, man.
Yeah.
There are fights in the stands and all that kind of stuff. It goes on. I just don't get the whole Michigan fan thing, the Michigan State fan. Michigan, worry about winning a big game. Worry about winning a bowl game. Worry about that. Spartan fans, worry about getting bowl eligible.
Yeah,
don't be worrying about what Michigan's doing.
Would I advise a Michigan fan after the game to be walking through Cedar Village talking shit? No. I would not advise that.
Just like I would not advise any fan to walk through any of the areas in any college football game.
No, if you're going there to find a fight, if you go somewhere looking for a fight, you're going to find a fight. But you're not just going to get attacked or jumped because you're a Michigan fan in East Lansing. It's not going to happen. It never has. It's never been like that. When I was in East Lansing, when I was a student, when I was going to games, a lot of my friends are Michigan fans. A lot of them would come up. A lot of people wouldn't know who they were. They're not just going to attack. Yeah, they'll chirp back and forth, but they're not just going to run up and sucker punch them. It's not going to happen like that, even at a night game.
Right. That's the big, it became this big thing, D-Mac, and I don't understand what's different than any other college football game in America on a Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? All those same rules apply. I don't know why Spartan Stadium gets signaled out for it.
No, I mean, somebody said it. Isn't like this what we're talking about? Philly, the worst place to go. I mean,
Yes.
like we're
but
saying,
that's not even because of the people per se. That's because it's a dirty city, like a dirty, trashy city.
No, I think it's taken out of proportion. It's like anything else. If you're looking for it, but if you're respectful, but if you're talking trash and you put a number on them, I mean, it would happen anywhere, wouldn't it?
No, Ryan Newmy says, I'm going to the Michigan State night game in Spartan Stadium, proudly wearing my Woodson jersey and other Wolverine gear. Stoked, not scared.
Yeah.
Ryan, you give me off those vibes, though. Like, are you one of those ones that's maybe looking for it? I don't know. Like a message like that kind of gives me those vibes a little bit. Like, proudly wearing my Woodson jersey. Like, almost like challenging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I was in Michigan Stadium, in Michigan student section for Trouble with the Snap. I got the tickets from my cousin. I was literally sitting in the corner of the end zone where they returned that touchdown to, and I was talking shit, and I'm not getting in the faces of other Michigan fans. Like, yeah, fuck you, you know, shit like. If you do shit like that, if you get ignorant and you attack, like, get in people's faces and call them pussies and attack their character, yeah, you'll probably get slapped. You'll probably get hit. But if you're just excited for your team, celebrating your team, being a fan, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, so again, I probably would steer clear of it, especially with my kids, because I'm a percentages guy, and I've been in those environments before. I know what goes on there. I've been a part of the debate, you know.
Yeah.
I've been there. I got there at 8 a.m. for a 7:30 p.m. game.
Like, will there be fights that night between Michigan and Michigan State fans? Yes, there will.
Will there be fights between Mississippi State fans?
Yeah.
Yes. Florida, Georgia. Yes. But Eastern Central fans. Well, no, because nobody will be there if they're Eastern fans.
It's not just, we're going to attack this guy because he's wearing a Michigan jersey. No, if you're looking for a fight, you're going to find one. If you're in the face and being disrespectful and stupid to a bunch of drunk, pissed off fans, that's your own fault. But if you just go there, enjoy the game, celebrate, whether win or loss or however your team, and have a good time and aren't aggressive or screaming at people, nothing's going to happen to you. Like, it just happens, man.
Lorena Rios, Neal, were you about to say that you were part of the debauchery? Never the fight stuff per se. I got swung on by a fan once at a Lions game by a Vikings fan, but it was a female fan.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, I took it and walked away. Like that. What are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do, dude?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I've been in the trenches before. Let's just say that. So I know what goes on. And somebody said, "Come on, Neal, don't be a bitch." No, I'm not. Look. It's not a Michigan State thing. Like, why I wouldn't bring my kids to that. It's a people thing in general, because people continually lower the bar on how they are as human beings, continually, over and over and over again, because the people suck pretty much. Flannel, what's your take on all this? You gonna be there in Spartan Stadium?
I will not be there in Spartan Stadium, but
people want to punch you in the face, regardless of the Michigan
I mean,
stuff.
that's the thing. I pretty much echo everything that Spenny said. I completely disagree with what Mike Valeni said, but I also disagree with a lot of the sentiments of Ermanni and Edwards from 2 to 4 p.m. I don't think this rivalry. And Spenny, I'm curious to with Maz as well.
Maz.
I appreciate that. Spenny, I'm actually curious to see what you think. I don't think this idea that this rivalry is overly toxic, I think, is incredibly overblown.
I agree. It's the same the rivalry has ever been. It's just the presence of social media and people on social media now. That's what makes it work, because people hide behind profile pictures. People do random shit on social media. It's just as, like, it's the same as it's always been. It's just as toxic or non-toxic as it was when I was in school. I haven't been a student at Michigan State for 4 years now. It's just as toxic as it was back then. It's just as toxic as when I was in high school going up to East Lansing because my friends were there. Like, it hasn't changed. It's just the social media aspect of it is.
There's videos of things now. D-Mac, you know a thing or two about rivalries. Have you noticed? Has this always been the same? I mean, I imagine you probably put up with some pretty vile stuff in some of the places that you were at as a player. Probably seen some pretty vile things. Has it changed a lot or not? We just have video of it now?
I think that's what it is. I mean, I think it was worse back in the day. right? Because like all the ignorant and rude and racist and bigot and things you could say. I mean, think about the United Nations I played with, right? There is some real.
That's true.
Dude. The worst dude was in L.A. And he had a voice like Pharrell. It's like Scott Pharrell. And he could just yell, and he was like a section over. But this guy, he would take it too far, but every now and then he'd have a really funny one that was clean. And so you'd sort of laugh, and you'd have to give it to him. And I never, he was just like, I've had buddies, too, in L.A. that were literally, because he was, talking about me being an addict and alcoholic and stuff like that, and they literally were gonna go beat the shit out of him in the stands, and I'm talking biker dudes and what, and I'm like, no, dude, let him go or whatever, but just let him know that it's uncalled for or whatever. But the best one that he ever had, because Steve Duchesne, when it was in the year 02 or whatever, and Duchesne had played in LA and signed a 5-year, $4.75 million contract, and he said something like, Duchesne, I want my money back. You owe me my season tickets. Stuff like that. So that wasn't bad, but guys could get out of hand. When we come back, Neal, can you elaborate? Because I'm with the people in the chat that you just sort of let go by that a Vikings fan took a swing on you.
Yeah, female Vikings
fan. Can you tell us
I'll tell
why?
the story. Yeah, I'll tell you the
Before
story.
we get off of this,
female heat too.
I do want to say the softest shit I've ever seen in this rivalry came out of John U. Bacon last year.
Well, that's not surprising.
I've already talked to the tunnel shit. It was stupid. You can't do that. A huge mistake. The university and athletic department saw it as such, cracked down immediately. That was a very bad situation. You can't do that. But when John U. Bacon was like, Michigan State's sideline wasn't being nice to Michigan football players. They were saying mean things to them. It's like, oh, fucking come on, bro. What do you want them to do? Oh, great run there, Blake Corum. Slap him on the ass. Hope you have a great game, buddy.
Yeah.
No, it's a rivalry. He comes over there and say, fuck you, Michigan. Yeah. It's what happens. Saying they were so mean on the sidelines to the other players. I've never seen anything like it.
Michigan State fans, just know this. The SEC people I know, they laugh at you guys. They do. They laugh at it. That's all. Yeah. That's it. That's all. I did some research today and was talking to some of the friends, and just that you want to see vile, go to Mississippi State.
Yeah.
For a football game, you'll see vile. What could be better than watching celebrities like Braylon and Darren McCarty play golf? What about playing golf yourself, being treated like a celebrity? That's what. Stop into any Randy Wise Automotive dealership for your chance to play golf like a celebrity. VIP transportation, free golf at one of Michigan's best courses, and maybe the best part, a tasty steak dinner after. Compliments of Fairway Packing Company. Yes. I'll do it just for that. Make the wise choice and get to Randy Wise Automotive today for your chance to win. It's the Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com chat thread. Jack Harrington says, yes, we do laugh at Big Ten fans, Neal. And John U. Bacon is a bozo. Eric Burrow, yes, we do laugh, Neal. So, again, just remember, it's like this everywhere, man. It's not this big of a deal. You wanted the story, D-Mac? Yes, I got swung on by a female Minnesota Vikings fan. I forget what year it was. I want to say it was late 90s. That was kind of late 90s, early 2000s. That was kind of, I was in my peak.
Is that why you hate the Vikings so much?
No, I hated them before that. and since then. But, you know, the Vikings lost. And that was like the Vikings' time where they were good and stuff like that. And I, you know, did I get vocal about it? Yes, because she had on those horns, dude. Like, I can't. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She had on the horns, dude. And I wasn't. I didn't swear or anything like that. I was like the Vikings, man. I always hear about how great you are.
Yeah.
And then you lose to us, and you wear those horns to the game. I'll never understand it.
That's fair.
And she was like, "I'm sick of you Detroit fans," and she walked up to me and swung at me and like hit me in the side of the head. She was there with her husband and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro. You know, I got analytical on it, as you might expect, and I was just like, I'm not engaging in this. We're not doing this.
Yeah.
You know, take care of this.
I got swung on by a grown man when I was like 12 or 13 at a Bruce Springsteen concert.
For what?
It was at the Palace, and like my mom was in the bathroom.
Bogarted in the joint line.
No, I was like, but my mom, they were smoking joints behind us, and my mom was like, "That's what marijuana smells like." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll stay away from that smell." But my mom was in the bathroom, and so I was like standing out, like leaning against one of the pillars at the Palace, and he came out and he was like, "Real great spot for you to stand and wait, idiot." I was like, "Man, shut up, get away from me." Like, I'm waiting for my mom to get out of the bathroom, and he swings at me. And he's like a grown man, like probably like mid-30s, maybe early 40s.
Probably an SEC fan.
Yeah, I grabbed his hand. I was like, "Get out of here, bro. Like, what are you doing? You're about to get your ass whooped by a 13-year-old right now."
Yeah, so
13-year-old the size of a 20-year-old.
I did want to ask you guys this too. My son and I got in a heated debate when I was taking him home from jiu-jitsu last night. What, D-Mac, in your opinion, what's a more physically demanding career path? Being an NFL running back or being an MMA fighter? Because I said by far it's being an NFL running back.
See, that's where I went, but I'm not like I had to think about it for a minute, but it's just the constant car crashes, and it's being, and we're not talking about an elite NFL running back. We're going to say the average. So how many hits and bumps and like
if you have an 8-year career as an NFL running back,
at least being an MMA fighter, there's a break in there, and a lot of times when you're training, you're not taking serious punches to the head and stuff. That's only happens when we see it on TV, right? A lot of times. So I just think the constant and just what you're asked to do, right? The big thing that gets is the fullbacks. You know what I mean? So, like stuff like that's like the Kyle Juszczyks and guys like that make it their job. But I would vote football running back, but I think it's closer than you think.
Yeah, and I put out a poll on my social media yesterday. And I think NFL running backs got like 53% of the vote or something like that. So it was pretty close. Let's go Red Wing Sparty. NFL running back is tougher, but MMA fighters are a different breed. Dude, NFL football players are that same thing.
Yeah.
When you step between those lines, dude, they go to a place mentally that us regular people can't even imagine. Can't even imagine the mental space where they have to go to.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild to me. It's wild. I've always told you, D-Mac, like, it's wild to me that you guys go through a 7-game series and you would literally be happy if the opposition were dead, and then you put all that aside. Like, literally, you would be happy. In the moment, you would be happy. You literally put all that aside, and then you shake the people's hand, and then you're, like, serious about it.
You want them to all die, and at the end, you want them to all come back to life and shake your hand in the handshake line after
As long as you
them.
want.
As long as you want. That's it. You don't want them to physically die, but, But that's the mentality.
Yeah.
Like, for lack of a better term, it is the professional sports war of the playoffs.
Yeah. Like, when you step on the ice, when they step between the lines, dude.
Different, you get glimpses when I get mad every time, but imagine that all the time.
For 2 hours.
All the
2.5
time.
hours.
Right, just
straight.
On it. Like, when I get, you see when I get heated, but imagine being that way. That's why it's getting into that zone. And being there, and there's a difference between getting there and being controlled and being uncontrolled. That's the fine line.
Absolutely. Check out D-Mac tonight in Fowlerville. Some wrestling action.
Let's go.
There you go.
My brother hit me with a nasty people's elbow off the. I was in the pool, and he was like standing on the deck of the pool and just right on the top of my head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
We'll see you tomorrow.
That's where it hurts.
Yeah.
For D-Mac, for Sam Flannel, Spencer Rasher, my name's Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. See you later.